I wish I had my favorite. Want to know what's my favorite pet in pet in Adopt Me? Want to know what's my favorite pet in Adopt Me? Hi, Kason. 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 Want to know what's my favorite pet in Adopt Me? Hi, Kason. Want to know what's my favorite pet in Adopt Me? The Shadow Dragon and Frost Dragon. Those are my favorite pets. What are they?
Well, that's why we use the pigs as literal guinea pigs and see what happens. They came prepared to light the portal. The others hide behind the protection just in case. As soon as the portal ignites, the earth begins to shake, and netherrack and lava start pouring out of the portal. It's still unclear why this happened. It's now time to let the pigs in, said the king. There was no need to hold Billy and Ruby onto the leash, as they immediately stood in front of the portal, eager to go in. They looked at each other, nodded, and went in. Hopefully they would meet each other on the other side. Billy and Ruby entered the other room.
I'm trying to make a live stream on Minecraft. No, wait! Dude, I barely get to make. Not every time! No! It's only when I want to do. Dude, I can do what I want to do. Literally, last night was my birthday. So it's not fair because we didn't even play the Hive last night. And I wanted to.
We're alive, said Billy. We're on, said Ruby. The baby pig looked around and noticed how hot the place was. At this time, the Minecraft nether didn't what was what. The nether looked like what it was before the Minecraft 1.16 nether. I wonder what we're standing, said Ruby. Well, Ruby could be standing what we now know as nether. Billy got a little closer to the fire. Billy started burning. Ruby quickly pointed. We need to go back. They quickly rushed to the nether portal. They only had a few seconds left to make it. Will Billy survive? Billy and Ruby burst through the portal. The others are amazed and terrified. The scientist quickly pulls out a water bucket. I had prepared just in case of a bad luck. He also threw a splash potion of healing on the baby pig. Billy barely survived. Do you think it's safe? Said the king. Remember, people can't understand what pigs say yet. I'm not sure. Those pigs didn't even stay in the dimension for more than 5 minutes, said the scientist. They decided that since the pigs were able to come out alive, they sent more pigs, along with some humans, into the nether. When they entered, they were shocked by the new frontier they had found. Researchers started coming in, and they documented vast quantities of gold that were present in the nether. There were rumors that it was a material stronger than diamonds, which angered the diamond. Naturally, people saw this as a golden opportunity to get rich quick. People from all over started coming into the nether do now. Even though Billy and Brutus had successfully completed their mission, there was still a hungry zest for more adventure. The pigs met a blonde-haired scientist who needed pigs to experiment on to create the first living human being. He noticed that whenever a pig was struck by lightning in the overworld, it would become a zombie piglet. If they could replicate this in the nether, who knows what might happen? We could become like the nighttime humans, said Billy. The pigs were put into laboratory tubes, and the scientists flicked the lever. The ground started to shake once more, and it was successful. The pigs were now piglets. Billy and Bruce admired this farm. After the successful experiment, new piglets were being created, and the first piglets lived happily ever after, right? Unfortunately, no. The king was worried about the rapid number of piglets that were reproducing on their own now. He had a devious plan to use them to mine gold. Attention piglets, said a guard. There's been a change of plans. You are to head to the back. Piglins in the town murmured agreement. When all the piglets got there, the entrance to the back was locked. The king came out. You are to mine gold. Here are your piglets. The piglets were horrified. Billy and Brutus felt betrayed. Was this not the same person who had helped them before? How much do we get paid? Said Piglet. The king. Billy and Brutus now had to work in the mine. It quickly became very poor. A group of piglets tried to create a union demanding pay. Unfortunately, it was violently put down. The gold that was mined was put into the center of the basket. Some rebellious piglets hid the gold they mined into the walls of the basket. The piglets were held bondage, but soon enough, things would get better for the piglets. And the ancient builders experimented in creating life. They had accidentally created a wither. They started to destroy everything in the basket, and in their desperation, the ancient builders decided to arm the piglets to help them fight the wizards. The piglets were given weapons and crossbows. The commanders were the piglet group. And fun fact, the piglets will attack the wizards in vanilla Minecraft. Billy and Brutus were recruited, and they were excited once more. All right, men, said the piglet group, we're going to defeat this monster. Piglins would hold swords in the front and archers in the back, flank on the side. March in 2x4 formation. The piglins marched head on into the wizard. The wizard was out of reach to most of the infantry, so the archers did most of the damage. The wizard was destroying the whole basket, which is why it is now a ruined bastion. A huge battle ensued. The big issue with their battle formation is that the wizard could swiftly move wherever it wanted. The piglins were mobile enough. The archers were slowly chipping away at the wizard's help. The battle ensued. Unfortunately for the piglins, the wizard was winning, and it was destroying the bastion from the inside out. The piglin became a disorganized mess, and as he fled, the wizard moved elsewhere to continue his family. I can't believe it, said Billy. We lost. It's all right, said Brutus. At least they're alive. The masters quickly regained control of the basket and threatened the piglins to work in the mines again. The piglins realized that this time they held the real power, for the masters had armed them with weapons. Why should we listen to you anymore? Said Piglin. The king, sitting down, talked to the piglins face to face. We don't make you guys mine gold just to make us look. There's been a big plague that we've been trying to cure. Players have been turning into zombies, and more keep coming. The only cure we know of is using a golden apple and weekly potions. We need the gold to save our people. Please understand. The piglins murmured between themselves. Some of the piglins had pity on the ancient builders, while others said that the players were not their problem anymore, and that they should finally be free. Billy decided to step in. Piglet, my friend Brutus and I were the first pigs to enter the nether. We saw firsthand how pigs were used as cheap food sources, then as free labor. And now, us piglins fought a brutal war against the wizard, in which we had no reason to fight. The king has betrayed us. It is time we finally become free from the influence of others. The piglets cheered. Their cheering was quickly interrupted, though, when the king yelled, "It is war, then!" Staring directly at Billy and Brutus, he said, "I trust you." Then he walked away. The piglets were happy and anxious at the same time. They finally had freedom, but they knew the players would come back and attack them too. Billy and Brutus reorganized the piglet army, recreating the old battle formation. They used their now huge quantities of gold to create more weapons and armor. To make sure the piglets wouldn't accidentally hurt each other or their secret allies, they were told not to The king panicked and started charging at him. Brutus only had one chance. Brutus killed the king, but Brutus is killed as well. Billy looks over and is horrified, not even able to move or say anything. The other players flee, and the penguins cheer, except Billy. He cries in agony over the loss of his friend. The king's broken netherite armor was put into the center chest. The penguins were now free. Some decided to stay in the basket, while others moved into the crispy forest line, the biome most habitable for penguins. Another variant of the game, the Hogwarts, had evolved there. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the story, consider subscribing.
Son, when you grow up, you can be anything you want to be.
Really, Dad? Like an astronaut?
Oh, no. More like a librarian. There's really only 13 things.
Oh. Alright, trade. Now.
I got Bring the Bird Punch for 15 emeralds.
Say that silly shit again.
I got Mimic for 2 emeralds.
Yeah, that's more. Get in the boat. Dad, you know this guy?
Son, you'll be okay. Protect your mother.
Dad? Dad? This is where my hatred of players began. I was too weak to save him back then, but I promised myself I would never be too weak again. I started training every single day, honing my skills and abilities, and then I sought out on a journey to find my father. I searched, and I searched, but it just looked more and more hopeless to save him on. I began to resent the useless villagers who did nothing as my father was taken from me, but stand back and watch. And as my hatred grew, I felt myself begin to change. I continued my search for my father as I swore one day I would free him, and as fate would have it, on one random day, I finally found him. The man who took everything from me.
Whoa. My dog!
You know who I am?
I've never seen you before in my life. Oh. Oh, stop. I'm really low.
When I was a kid, you took my father from me. He was a librarian. Where is he?
Maybe in my villager farm, I think?
Villager farm? In a fit of rage, I killed him. Villager farm? What a disgusting term. This is for some kind of livestock. What I found horrified me. Tens of hundreds of villagers ripped from their towns and families, forced to serve this greedy player. I hadn't seen my father anywhere on the farm, so I anxiously entered the final building. Oh my God, Dad! I finally found you!
Son, is that you? You look so different.
Yeah, I've been looking for you for 10 years. I can finally break you out of here. Let's go.
Wait, son, I don't want to go.
What do you mean you don't want to go? We can be a family again. We can start making up for lost time.
Lost time. You're exactly where I wanted to be. Being taken is the highest honor a villager can receive. I wouldn't change anything even if I could. This is how villager society is meant to be.
Well, if this is how villager society is meant to be, then I'll form my own society. And we'll start tearing down villager society, starting with my own father.
What do you mean, son?
I just wanted to be an astronaut. So I formed my own society. I may start small, but over time I'm going to build something that can reshape this world into a better one. I think it's going to be the end of me. A campfire! I'm safe! Oh my God, sir, I'm so sorry to be bothered, but I'm starving. I've been lost in the woods for days. Do you have any food?
Of course. Here, take some bread.
Oh my God, thank you.
Oh, here's a health potion.
Oh my God, I hope you're a saint. Thank you so much. Wait, whoa. What was that help?
I'm sorry, but I need you to help fix my brother.
Your brother, wait, whoa, what the hell is this? Wait, where are you going? As days passed, the situation looked helpless for the adventurer until he was visited by a strange man. Oh my God, sir, I don't know who you are, but you gotta get me out of here now. This guy's crazy. He's been running all these tests on me, and I think he's trying to bring his brother back to life.
Calm down, kid. I'm a WTA agent. You know about this guy who's experiments for months. I'm getting you out of here.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
Before we go, I need to blow up this research. It's planet horrific.
I knew the WTA was investigating me. You people do such sloppy work. Fortunately, you both will not be leaving here alive.
Shit! There's no time, kid. I'm sorry. This place needs to be destroyed.
Do it.
Wait, no! No, wait, stop! Please, don't kill us!
And so, the lab was destroyed, along with all the research. The explosion at the lab left just For now, this story turns left to a normal village left.
Where I got this?
In this video, I survived 100 days of hardcore Minecraft in a world full of OP structures. You heard me right. In this world, most of those typical bland and boring structures that you would normally find in your world are going to be replaced with absolutely busted, super OP versions that are made of insane blocks like iron, emerald, and diamond. And with all this extra advantage that would remove the grind for good tools and armor, I wanted to see just how much I could accomplish in these 100 days. In fact, you could even call this a speedrun. Will I be able to gather enough OP resources to take down the Ender Dragon and absolutely break every aspect of this game, or will the distraction of the OP structures lead me to my demise? Watch until the end to find out. Also, if you do go on to enjoy this video, then you should totally go down below and click this beautiful red button to subscribe. We are almost 1/3 of the way to 1 million subscribers, and everyone that subscribes means a lot to me. Thank you all so much. Also, don't forget to drop a comment and leave a like down below, because both of those are good ways to help the YouTube algorithm show my content to others who might end up enjoying it. Anyways, I've gone on long enough. Let's get right into 100 days in a world with OP structures. On the first day, I found myself spawned into a beautiful area that had a nearby desert, an ice biome, and there was a village. So I broke down a tree for wood and of course went over to the village to see what all I could borrow. I made myself a hoe and I sold all of their hay bales for food, and I stole the local librarian's books without a library card. Honestly, I was hoping this village would be a good start, but these Squidwards were in fact not living like Larry. So as punishment, I took their iron golem skin as tribute, and then cannibalized the villager's house for some more wood and stone to make a stone axe, and I went on a sheep-deleting rampage. That is, until I was lured into a nearby cave by the roar of a dying glow squid. Serves him right for not being a movement. While I was down here, I gathered as much of the exposed iron as I could, and I even got a little quirky and relatable by risking my life in the dark for some more. However, after realizing that I was becoming lost in the sauce, I went back to the surface with whatever iron and coal I had, and I waited around while smelting it. Except the sun was going down. So I placed out one of my legally acquired beds, and I slept out in the open for the night. On the second day, I woke up and grabbed all of my fresh and never frozen iron, and I crafted myself a sweet set of almost full iron. I then picked up all of my stuff, and I set out into the desert in the hopes of my first OP structure. And guess what? This desert had absolutely nothing. But hey, there was an acacia village in the distance. So I made my way there, and I began by stealing their crops and hay bales, killing their livestock, and destroying their possessions indefinitely. And this is one of the dumbest things you can do in Minecraft.
What did you do with your sandwich?
Kill the iron golem, and this puts
Are you done with your sandwich?
Just like that, I became Danny
Why you didn't even eat half of it? You just eat the meat?
I didn't
No!
the attack. So yeah,
So hard to eat it!
the first day started this part of the video. Wow. Here I go, creating my world for the first time. And I spawned in a spruce biome. Next. So I gathered more wood, made some more tools, and in the distance there was another village. On my way there, I diced up some sheep for feed and wool, and I made myself another hoe, which I then used to rob these guys blind of all of their hay bales. I checked the remaining houses, and while stealing their beds, I found myself some free emeralds. However, this village, similar to the first, also had no real loot or blacksmith, so my time here was done. After leaving the village, I found myself a nearby cave with some free exposed iron, and I took off further into the forest. I spent the rest of the day checking every surface cave I could for some iron, and overall, I didn't really find that much. By the time I made my way out of the forest, it was becoming night, so I shut up my bed and I started to smoke some iron, and I slept the sleepiest period. On day 2.0, I woke up and crafted my smelted iron into a chest piece and a helmet, and then gathered all my things once again and set back off looking for my first overpowered structure. And then I saw it in the distance. If you look all the way in the swamp, there was a witch hut. However, it was regular. That is, or so I thought. Once I had gotten closer, this thing turned into solid iron and diamond blocks. So I built my way up out of the water, and I beat up the witch and took her lunch.
We're not watching the YouTube. Why is the TV off?
And I collected enough diamond block to totally deck myself out. I then crafted a full set of diamond armor and I
And
filled
put on your eyeglasses, sampu yung mga karon. Where are they? Hindi. He doesn't even know where his eyeglasses are. I found them! Pasti. Where are they? Where are they? Wait, I'm live.